Everybody's saying that they like my style. Wanna know how I do it? I smile. While you were out there saying hey, hi, hello, I was getting dressed up in shades of yellow.
Hello, welcome to episode 44 of the Lovely Job podcast. I'm Leah Spicer-Pownell, I'm the marketing manager of Miss Bush, and this is...
I'm Emma Marshall. I am the sporty spice of Miss Bush. See, like I'm in my PE kit already.
my Spice Girls t-shirt on.
Yeah, that's I was like thinking you, like, I don't know what you're like, goth spice or something, are you?
Some spooky spice.
I basically had, I saw that there was a makeup palette you could buy this week, which was like goth summer or something, or goths on the beach. I was like, yeah, I don't know what that looks like. And I only think that because as I was sweating my absolute kind of tits off yesterday doing my run, first thing in the morning. When I say run, let's use the broadest like definition of the word run. I am back on the couch to 5K like thing, and I just finished week 3 yesterday, so it's not exactly running. But there was a goth going to the beach with fishnets. I was like, everyone else was literally like a dog in a hot car. It's a goth in fishnets. I'm like, that is a true commitment to gothdom. That is.
Yeah, it's funny. When we went to see Deftones the other week, my friend and I both had fishnets on, but we put loads of sunscreen underneath because we were like, we don't want to get like a crust hatch tan.
Yeah, that's a definite worry, that, isn't it?
But I do always cover myself in it anyway because I'm paler than like, I don't know, a bottle of milk.
So yeah, no, I did think that the goth summer look is quite. It's not that easy to do. I mean, it was so hot that I like took off my trainers and just like on the 5-minute cool down, I just walked through the beach, like walked through the shallows of the sea because I was just like, I am so hot. I don't know how people do, like, you know, the Les Sables or something where they run 5 marathons like one after the other across the Sahara or something.
Madness.
I'm just like, no.
I would just crumble into dust, I think, if I tried to do that.
Did you also see on, well, you obviously did see, because obviously we're joint admins on the Instagram account. Just for any readers that didn't, or listeners that didn't realise that anything that looks professional that's on the grid is done by Leah, and all the crappy shit on the stories is mine. So my PT got engaged.
I did see that.
Yeah.
It was really funny what you put on stories.
I know, I was literally like, I don't want to work too hard today. Should we talk about wedding dresses? I absolutely guarantee that anyone will just like cave on that as well. So
yeah, just distract her every time she asks you to do something hard. Like, look at this. You look nice in this.
Yeah. Have you thought about this? There. What are you going to do about that? I know, yeah. So imagine. Yeah, those PT sessions are starting to look much more appealing now. But I did also say to her, because it's like my 60th next year, even though I'm not even 59 yet, I'm like thinking about pre-organising a party. And that kind of like clickbait I keep seeing of like, oh, never looked so good as I did at 60. I'm like, maybe I'll just put that in as like, you get your like self a 1-to-1 with me the whole time about bridal style. And you make me look like a ripped goddess by the time I'm 60.
It's a good exchange.
Means, not skiving anything then. Anyway, but yeah, so yes. Anyway, so I'm not obviously sporty spice. I'm very reluctantly in my PE kit, but have got PT after.
Yeah, but you're doing something. I think that's still amazing.
I have been doing something basically since I was I've always had gym memberships and things. I've done something always. Do you know what I mean? I just lack the motivation to travel in a really linear direction to like Uber fitness.
Yeah. Well, you and Marsh, you did a 5K on your wedding morning, didn't you?
10K.
It was a 10K. It was a 10K, sorry.
Yeah. I haven't actually, like, I kind of have a feeling that my physio's told me probably not to attempt, like for my hip replacement, not to attempt like further than 5K, because I think it's the kind of like constant sort of pounding onto the hip. But you know, it feels way better on the artificial one than it did on.
That's good. I can't run that right now because my knee is rubbish. I was whinging about it on stories the other day because I was like, I'm 38 next month and I just have a dodgy knee and I have a dodgy hip and it's not fair. I should be able to run around.
Yeah.
I'm not. But I've been doing reformer Pilates for 6 weeks now and I'm feeling a lot stronger already. So that's good.
Is that the one when you're on a torture rack?
Yeah, it's really good. I thought it's a lot better than on the mat because you have the kind of tension to work against.
Yeah, there's one of those studios down here. I haven't been there. Just it feels somewhat like
No, it's good. You should try it.
it feels a
Do
bit
it.
like a horror dungeon S&M basement kind of thing.
No, it really isn't. And then one of the best bits is the thing they do called legs in straps, and it's where you just kind of get the best stretch like in your hips. It's really good. It feels
Yeah,
nice.
I've paid a lot of money for this hip. I might might leave it alone.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, you wanted to talk about difficulties of finding an outfit on the high street when you have
Literally, you
kids.
know that I have like all these conversations about Mother of the Bride stuff that go on and on always with every mum that ever comes into the shop, Mother of the Bride, Mother of the Groom, or a mother figure, whatever that looks like for each individual bride. So I've been invited to the polo this week. Super excited. Really, I've never
Ooh.
been to polo. In my mind, polo is rich Argentinians, royalty, and posh people. And I feel like the kind of crowd watching in that is going to be off the scale. Do you know what I mean? And it's going to be, and if you think about like the royal family, like you had Prince Philip, he also did that weird stuff with the horse and carts, carriage driving, didn't he? And then Anne, show jumping.
Yeah.
And then all the princes are definitely like polo. So in my mind, it's a princely game. So I'm quite excited to do that. Also, I have seen the menu as well. I know it's like corporate hospitality, but nevertheless, like Hampshire tomatoes, kind of like lobster
Mm.
tails, all sorts of things. Everything looks locally sourced and fantastic. Or like side paired with Gusbourne, and Katie Rocco is coming with me. So like her of Country Life and the Wedding Edition and formerly of Brides Magazine. And she's driving, so she'd be able to keep me on the straight and narrow. So she'd be like, have another water. Don't mind my common friend. She didn't really mean that, Your Highness. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, so I am very excited about going. I think it will be really good. Also, Alice from Gusbourne has just got engaged, as seen on her Instagram. So she is like the reason why we like serve Gusbourne, because she mentioned Gusbourne when she came with her sister or her friend. I can't remember which one. I think it was her friend, the
The other
other Alice,
Alice. Mm.
and yeah, so I basically am like, we've got to talk weddings to talk about. So effectively, she gets like me and Katie, like a 2-for-1 deal there. I'm talking about weddings, so that's very good. But yeah, no, so like there is a dress code. It's the dress code that strikes fear into my heart. It's just smart casual. I can do like scruffy, armpity, horrific looking, or extremely like photo ready for the front door of the chapel. So extremely camp and over the top, or PE kit. So my
I'm
wardrobe
just
doesn't.
chuckling. Just chuckling at you saying armpity.
What?
You know, it just made me giggle.
Well, I don't think. Do you know what I mean? It's like I don't even know why I'm using the word armpity. Do you know what I mean? I just like, just I don't do I look horrific in a t-shirt. Like it's just not my like go-to garment.
Although you shared a
I looked
picture of yourself in a t-shirt this morning on
Yeah,
stories, and it
because
looked
Ben Wheeler took my
fine.
photo. Ben
Yeah,
Wheeler took it. Hello. I don't know how
it's
much he charges now to do wedding photos. Probably about 25 grand. But hello, Ben Wheeler. And he was actually look. He's not. Do you know what I mean? That story. He's a gooner. Like whenever I used to follow him on Twitter, he'd always talking about Arsenal. And he's a bit of a lefty. So all hail the people giving him their money, I think. So,
yeah.
but I was just like, yeah, I was just like, well, I was finding photos of Chloe saying I do on it. So I thought that I would use those. So anyway, that was my kind of thinking. Anyway, I look terrible in t-shirts. So smart casual for me is a bit of a like, ooh, what even does that mean? So I have now got myself a selection of clothes to wear for this polo, which I think will look quite nice.
Mhm.
I have got some trousers from Marks and Spencer's. I mean,
Oh,
literally, I know I don't own another thing from Marks and Spencer's. I don't even get my pants or bras from there. So Marks and Spencer's trousers, they're called carrot to leg. They're like a black linen. I have got
sorry.
I have got a white shirt from from Mint Velvet. Again, one of the companies that I'm always a bit like, Mint Velvet, about. But I went to like Gunwharf yesterday. So a white shirt with little bows all over it. So it looks a bit Sister Jane.
Cute.
And I have got two options for footwear because you need sort of flat shoes. I've either got a brand new box fresh pair of Adidas, which are just like white plimsoll ones with like minimal kind of branding on, or I'm like getting Rosie to express courier to me the like nude coloured Mary Janes that I bought for Chloe for the lovely job thing. So, and I thought if I do black and white with either a nude shoe or a trainer, I'll kind of I might just kind of like shoot down to like Charlotte Cornelius or to Freya tomorrow and steal some jewellery to elevate it, and just say black, white with maybe my McQueen handbag.
Nice.
Do you think I'll be all right?
I feel like that's the most like conservative outfit you'll ever have worn.
McQueen handbag though, yeah.
Yeah, with the handbag. Yeah, I love the handbag.
And also Marshy was like literally taking the piss out of me, going, how long? You're going out for lunch and you're wearing a white shirt. How long before you spill lobster down there?
So true. That is very true.
I've seen so often that it is basically an ADHD thing. So I am literally just wonder whether I should stuff a very small other top in my handbag.
Yeah.
So it is quite conservative. It's not too conservative, though.
I'm just remembering the last time you wore a white shirt, though, and afterwards, you know, when we did that video with that really bad videographer, afterwards you were like, I look like a vicar.
Oh, I did look like Dawn French, didn't I?
Yes.
I looked like actually the vicar of Dibley, but he was a bad videographer.
He was. He basically said, don't look at the camera. He made you look past the camera and look like you couldn't make eye contact with anyone. It was really weird.
I looked extremely diverse, neurodiverse, and I looked like Dawn French, and he was not very good.
No.
And that cost us so much money.
It did. Yeah, it really did.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you like make eye contact with everyone you talk to, you should be okay.
Royalty. I mean, we're like prowling for like some billionaire 90-year-old or something. Hello.
Oh, I'm going to go completely off on here, but thinking about you meeting famous people, we talked about you meeting Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah.
And how it was like your worst appointment ever because it was so awkward. He's had a total glow up recently. Have you seen him?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're calling him they're calling him the internet's new boyfriend.
Still can't. I'm still not over that. Not over that. Yeah. So anyway, but the point being about the shopping, I've got myself something reasonably conservative to wear because I didn't want to wear something reasonably conservative. I went on to Erdem. I went on to Zimmerman. I went on to all sorts of things. I went on to Vivienne Westwood to find something because obviously with Chloe's wedding coming up in October, which is in like McFlash Central in Venice, I was thinking, well, if I get something, we've got a lot of content creation to do in Venice. I'll have something really nice. Okay, so Zimmerman's size 16, stop at a size 16. Their chest measurement for that is like 41 inches. Vivienne Westwood's chest measurement for a 16, which is an XXL according to them, is 39 inches, which in bridal is like maybe 12. Do you know what I mean? So Dem say they go up to a 22, except for there's no 22s on their site anywhere. And I know loads of people like say Rixo the whole time that do have an extended size chart, but I think those dresses only look cool on young people. And I think because there's an irony to the frumpiness of them. So apologies to anyone that's got a Rixo dress, but it's that kind of ironic vintage thing which makes it look good on a young person. For me, I just I would look like, there's one really flowery one there. I was just like, what would I look like? I just would look like an entire herbaceous border coming towards someone with extra, I'm like, no, it's a bad look for an older person. Do you know what I mean? And also like my haircut and my glasses and things, it's quite hard to kind of move into that sort of like elegantly put together older woman look. But I would have spent the money on, particularly Zimmerman, I think are really pretty. They've got prints and like things on them that would look quite sophisticated, but I think I could get away with it looking a bit edgier. literally stopping the like samples. Everyone's stopping at a 16. I don't think that is a realistic size now to stop at
No,
things,
it really limits it, doesn't
particularly
it?
when the 16s don't measure that much. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I would think it would be quite reasonable to put, I mean, given the amount of people I see with bigger boobs, and 39 doesn't even come into a slight area of bigger boobs. Also, because I live in Southsea, I went to Gunwharf where I scored my Adidas and my mint velvet top, and I went round there. Again, everything that's left in dresses in any of the sales there are like 6s and 8s. So there's obviously more of a demand for the bigger sizes, so they sell out quickest, and there's none to be found in outlet.
No.
So, what is that? That doesn't seem right. But the other thing that I was quite interested in, and I've been having a kind of conversation in one of my WhatsApp groups with a couple of other well-known bridal retailers who shall remain anonymous because who needs to know who we talk to and what about. But we were all just looking at the future of retail, and we just do converse about this, and they're like, and I've seen like, there's so many like people saying with the high streets it is just fake shops, barbers, nail bars, and there isn't that inward investment into the high street, and obviously the kind of taking down out of like the big department stores just harks back to a previous era, but Gunwharf is literally rammed the whole time. On a hot Sunday where everybody could be doing anything. It's actually, I have to say, there's not tons of stuff I always want to buy there, but it has literally got every good chain restaurant you can think of, plus some indie restaurants. It's got sea views, it's got good, it's clean, it's well looked after, there's no empty units, there's no vape shops. Do you know? I mean, it does prove that if you get a retail offer right, it would be busy. And I think it's like one person managing a high street as opposed to letting it be, to fall to the vagaries of local authorities and planners and things like that. And it is just, it's just quite an interesting kind of thing to see that places can be busy and people do really like retail. And there was one really cute thing I saw when I was in Mint Velvet, which was like a mum flicking through some clothes and her daughter, who was probably about 3 or 4, flicking through the hems of the things. And I'm like, if you don't know how to shop, then obviously retail will die. So I don't know there's that many people anymore that will have a shared shopping experience. And I'd sent a post from someone to this chat group I'm in, and who is the person? The person is called, let me have a look at what she is called, Fearless at 50, and she had a post in which one of these shops would you bring back, like Chelsea Girl, Etam, Kukai, Our Price, Pastimes, Ravel, Etam again, there we get Blockbuster, Shelley's, Tammy Girl, Morgan, Jane Norman,
oh my god,
Woolworths, Faith, Freeman Hardy Willis, Sock Shop, Body Shop, Clock House, C&A, Toys R Us, VHS, Tyrac, Barrett's, Tulsa's, Laura Ashley, Bay Trading. It's
I want them
Snob,
all. I want them
Virgin
all.
Megastore, Benetton, Wax Lyrical, and The Pier. Do you know what I mean?
Pier. Oh my god.
So it's just one of those things where you just think of like what you used to do, and how shopping was part of leisure, and that people aren't used to it. I mean, saying that, I did go to, I went to Albert Road yesterday, and so the people that did our garden, Laurie and Matt from like Garden Angels, have also got a vinyl shop on Albert Road called Southsea Sounds, and we went to congratulate them on 25 years of doing garden design. So you can find little indie places, but it isn't, I think that's the kind of challenge for all of us retailers is like, firstly, the product is not there. The product is not there. If you're like me and you've got some money to spend, the product is not there. If I went into a bridal shop, apart from the fact that it would take a few weeks to get me something, I could go in and demand that any of our brands dress me.
Yeah.
in whatever I wanted, and that's like really fundamentally important to us. And the experience is there. But it's just really hard. And I can see why mothers of the bride really find this challenging, because once you start filtering, like your searches, whether it's online, whether it's in person, the choice is very, very limited of everything. So I just, and I don't know what the answer to that is, but it's of concern being a retailer. And actually, one of the questions that we haven't really got time necessarily to go into today was from Antonia, who we've just said that she should just come on as a guest, basically, at some point. We've just got to get her on as an actual guest. And she was talking about marketing, and saying that the Wimbledon marketing has evolved. I think Wimbledon would have to evolve fully to even attract me. I don't think I would be like,
No.
I mean, I'm only going to polo because I was invited. I suspect if Gusborne invited me to centre court, I'd be suddenly grippingly interested in tennis as well. But it's like the evolving of marketing is, you could align that with the evolving of retail as well. It's like, what does that look like now? Because there must be as much product still in existence, otherwise people wouldn't have shoes.
No, exactly. I think the thing is, though, people travel to go to a retail park. They will actually go out of their way and just go there specifically for that. But they don't travel to go and shop on a high street. And that's where all the small people are. That's where all the independent shops are. So it's all the big chains that are getting all of the attention, rather than the independents on the high street. Because they're priced out of the big retail parks, aren't they?
But I mean, I suppose, like small high streets. I mean, there are places. I mean, like Southsea High Street is pretty buzzy, but it does have a lot of clearly those shops which are money launderers, because you can't tell me that you
can't possibly make money from them.
Yeah,
no,
you can't be taking the volume of cash
no,
that they would need to be taking to be sustainable. So.
No, if I'm travelling to a town to go and look around the shops, I'm looking around the charity shops. I'm looking for vintage bargains in them. That's what I go for. Because there's not really any other shops in the high street anymore.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that charity shops, their stuff is full of things that people bought
that
online.
We want. I know. And the thing is as well, all those brands you mentioned, those are the things I'm buying. I'm buying vintage pastimes, Laura Ashley, all of those Barretts. I bought some boots from Barretts. All things that I wanted when I was younger that I can't get anymore.
Yeah, I know. It's such a kind of like it's such a kind of weird place to be. But like, it was just quite clear. I just wanted to spend 800 quid on a dress from like Zimmerman, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, surely there must be somebody that's catering to someone that just wants to buy something with a size 18 bust size in it. Do you know what I mean? It's just.
I saw that you emailed Sister Jane as well, because their dream Sister Jane doesn't go up to
They
any
didn't
bigger
do that
sizes.
XL, no.
No, it just.
They were like, we're a small company, we can't do it, and I'm like. But what you're doing is saying, if you're a small company, you can't do it. Why don't you only put the dream in XL?
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Because you're
Why
basically
only do it in the small?
So the dream is like the slightly more expensive. None of it's particularly expensive. The dream will go up to like maybe £200 or something. So what you're saying is you can't do dream because we're a small company. So what I would suggest to them is put dream XLs in and take the XLs out of the lower price thing. Then you're going to sell more and more expensive stuff. Because basically you've got to say, if we're bigger than a 16, we're over a barrel, we'll buy whatever. Because
but then it goes into the territory of you've got to pay more because you're larger. So then you're paying more.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it's like, well, yeah, you're paying more because you're larger. But what I'm saying is, they could, if they were saying we want more revenue, we're a small company, I'm like, well, that's fair enough. Put that in there, because the reverse of that argument is that fat people are poor.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean? Which is a very, do you know what I mean? That's definitely a sort of an attitude that you get, that like it's definitely that you can never be too rich or too thin. That whole sort of like New York socialite, social X-ray thing that comes from that whole bonfire of the vanities, that sort of stuff. It's like thinness is, thinness and richness going hand in hand. So I kind of think that, that isn't, also just evidenced by the clients that we see. Yeah, I mean, I've got a post-menopause figure, male pattern weight gain. It's a thing. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I'm not running. It's not like I'm actually, just getting Deliveroo to come to me every single day and I'm eating 5,000 calories a day every day. It's just like male pattern weight gain, thicker waist, bigger boobs. I can't shift that easily. I'm bloody up doing boot camps and, running and stuff like that. So what we're seeing is, so bigger retailers or bigger brands are not necessarily seeing maybe that shift that I would see of affluent, cool mums that I see all day, every day in the shop, mothers of grooms, mothers, whatever, like, stepmothers, blah, blah, blah. What doesn't matter what level of mother they are, of how they became a mother or a mother figure. I see them all day. It's like, yeah, there are some slim people, but it's a very mixed bag, but they're all in the same sort of like position of wanting to invest in really great clothes, and not all of them are skinny,
Yeah.
So I think that's really, and also like the other thing I would say to the brands is that, you're not looking at what I'm looking at, which is athletic women. So women that will size much bigger than you would expect. But you look at them and they are athletic. I sold a dress to a girl on Saturday whose waist was tiny. She looked tiny. Everything about her was tiny. But, she still had a 26-inch waist. Now, these are the kind of people that you'd look at them and be like, oh, you've probably got an 18-inch waist. It's like 26. That's about as small as I measure. Not 23, not 22. Do you know what I mean? Not some of the small sizes that you see on the size charts. They just are not a reality. And she was also not just skinny. She was athletic, with very visible quads, glutes. She was a runner. Do you know, the athletic woman is something that nobody is really taking into account either. So like the fact that people are sizing up is not all to do with obesity. Do you know what I mean? It's to do with, us not throwing in the towel at like 40 and not wanting to wear nice clothes anymore. I think my granny at my age only ever wore a house coat, some nylon thing that did up the front. Do you know what I mean? It's like, there is a different expectation of women my age now about what should be available to us, which isn't available to us. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Based on the fact that I am gonna be, I am 58. It's not young, but I don't see why I can't have nice stuff.
No.
So anyway, that was my little rant down on that. Now done, finished. But I have got a casually smart outfits where don't know how it's going to survive.
Can't wait to see it. Take a bib with you.
I know, literally. I'm going to take a full, like I was going to a rib shack or something, like literally like a full plastic thing that you put your arms in. That is exactly what's going to happen. But,
Well, talking about shopping and having to buy something that you don't really want to. I've been invited to a wedding, and there's a dress code for the guests. I've been given a colour palette that I have to shop from.
Is that normal?
I don't know. Anyone listening, is that normal? Have any of you done this? Because I've never had it happen to me before, and it's been difficult.
It's a bit of social engineering there, isn't it?
It was a very, very detailed invitation. It was a video that we were sent. It just had so many instructions, and yeah, one of them was the colour palette. So I have to wear either pink, yellow, orange, sagey green, or like a weird kind of periwinkle, bluey, purple colour. And floral as well.
But surely all those colours don't go together.
No, I could just pick one.
Did they Pantone the colours? Like, was it like a particular pink?
No, they were like on the invitation, but they were just the colours. So yeah, I've been for weeks and weeks trying to find something, because I wouldn't usually wear any of those colours really.
No, I didn't see you as a periwinkle blue kind of girl very often.
No.
I do not think that's a little bit weird. Am I alone in thinking that dictating what your guests wear to a wedding is weird?
I do think it's a bit weird. Yeah.
Does that just women, or is that the men as well?
Well, it's the women and the men, but men, surely they're just going to wear a suit with the tie. Like, it's a lot easier for
So
them to just buy a coloured tie.
So they're not expecting them to go full kind of like Ben
Pink
Shallow
suit.
orange suit, pink suit.
Well, no, I don't think so. But that'd be great, wouldn't it, if I get Joe in a
That'd be
bright orange
fantastic.
suit?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I kind of like would fuck with them a little bit and do that. Because
Yeah.
they're what they don't really want to do is have like a giant man, beardy man like Joe in a pink or orange suit. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that would be like literally that would really mess with their chi. I
What's
feel
that called? Malicious compliance, isn't it? Where you like do what you're supposed to, but you like take the piss when you do it.
yes, fucking do that.
I'm going to wear a bright pink suit as well. We'll wear matching suits.
Yeah. And could you put like, I mean, I'm sure Felix would be totally down for it, but could you put him in a floral dress possibly? Or was he not going?
He's not going. That's another thing. No children. No.
That I get. I honestly get that because I think that's children, they're never going to love a wedding as much as an adult was. It's nice to have a day off from your kids. Do you know what I mean? You know, they'll probably be with grandparents or something or like family and have a great time, be sport rotten, and probably do not need to see everyone doing the Macarena while pissed. Do you know what I mean? Or whatever the current, like, silly dances or, doing the floss or something.
I think it's still the Macarena. I'll still be doing the Macarena.
Yeah, I kind of think that like it's a bit like being an overseas guest at a wedding. Do you know what I mean? And having a gift list. It's a thorny area, isn't it? Like you're asking people to go to your wedding, but you're also asking them to specifically invest in an outfit.
Yeah.
Presumably for the photos. So I assume that they've got a really stellar photographer then, because it's going to be for the photos, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm going to assume probably not. Because I don't actually know these people. I've met one of them once at a child's birthday party. I've never met the bride. But it's not like a big flash wedding either, really. I think it's
interesting. I'd imagine getting there as a guest. It was like, I have made this effort and you've turned up in that ouch.
I know.
Went to be basic bitch outfit. No. Do you know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, the groom has actually planned most of it because the bride, I think she lives in the Philippines. So she's not...
Can I just bring my eyebrows higher up on the screen here? And she's from the Philippines actually now, or she's just of Filipino origin?
No, she lives there and she's moving here.
I wish I could do a Roger Moore eyebrow right now, or like that meme. If I could do the one eyebrow up, I would be definitely the one eyebrowing up. Do you know
Can you
what I
not
mean?
lift one eyebrow? Am I doing it?
Yeah, you are. No, I can't.
I can only do it on one side. If you can see us now, do you remember that advert, the Cadbury's one, where they're like doing the eyebrow dance? The two kids.
I think I would be very limited on that unless you could get AI to like make my eyebrows jiggle around my face. Okay, my eyebrows are extremely raised.
Yes.
About this
I think
whole
it's
situation.
cute. I think it's very cute. But he's planning the entire thing, so I don't know if it's very like a very manly kind of very organised militant type situation, which is why he's been so specific about the dress code.
I just think it's a lot. Do you know what I mean? But
it is a lot. So I was in Sainsbury's yesterday. I'd gone to pick up some lunch and I just saw a pink dress hanging, a pink floral dress. I was like, I'm just going to grab it just in case because I haven't found anything yet that I like. I don't want to spend loads of money. So it's like a kind of bias for pink floral tea dress type situation.
I'm really looking forward to seeing you in that.
I know. Can you imagine?
Be my smart casual. Be like,
No, me in a pink flowery girly dress. It's just not me at all.
I mean, I've got a ton of pink flowery Sister Jane dresses, but they're just they've got metallic brocade through them and things. Do you know what I mean? They just don't say like, I'll be fucked off if I get to like polo and people are wearing daytime sparkle, because like in my mind that's like an absolute no. It's like right after Labour Day. It's like you do not wear sparkle during the day.
In the day, no.
Not before maybe mid-November, and then I think it's completely reasonable.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
Completely reasonable then. Anyway, right. I really appreciate that we haven't really covered anything. How many minutes are we on now?
135. Yeah.
Okay. We didn't really get like too many questions. I will just answer the one question or the one that Antonia put to us about COVID, because I've shared those pictures of Chloe in the t-shirt which says "I do stand up for weddings," which is a t-shirt we did as a kind of, everyone to wear them while we were trying to get the government to pay attention to the wedding industry back in the days of COVID, which for people that didn't get married during COVID, didn't get engaged, or didn't know anyone that was getting married or during COVID, it was horrific. So people's weddings were cancelled with moments' notice. People like John Lewis no longer has wedding insurance, but John Lewis was like the big wedding insurance provider, and they were pitting couples against their suppliers. We had to take delivery of dresses because whilst the wedding industry was closed, manufacturing wasn't. So we were still taking delivery of dresses. But I had to, we had to shut all together probably about 7 months in total. So it was 2 big lockdowns and 1 little one. Me and Leah were creating quizzes. We were creating content the whole time. I got dressed every day. I took a selfie of myself every day in whatever I was wearing, outfit of the day. I bloody made dinner parties, styled tables, did everything online to keep sort of like our audience engaged and to make it very, very clear that we had got the lights on still. But the question was like, because obviously this has obviously triggered one of our brides, Antonia, who was very much a lockdown postpone bride several times. And also we were like, do you remember that app called Clubhouse? Where you'd all get into a room and chat about stuff.
Yes.
Like it was like a virtual debating kind of like room. So there was a lot of Clubhouse activity going on. I think it still might even exist. Basically, that was just something, it was a bit like Zoom, something that had its moment in kind of lockdown. But Antonia's question was like, what do you think that brands learn? And I think we learned a lot. Quickly, I know that we learned that, you can't bury bad news. You've got to take a crisis on straight away. We put information out immediately. We became more than a transactional company for everyone. We had to support people emotionally. So I think we learned quite a lot through that. But what I would say is it's quite interesting to see how quickly people have forgotten that.
Yep.
Because if you there's quite a lot of shops, bridal shops particularly, that didn't really survive that point. We actually had it really like turbo boosted our business in terms of like turnover and quantity of brides. So it was a kind of thing that actually, if you handled it well, it was actually a reasonable opportunity for you to show your actual true colours, who you actually were as people, as a brand, your actual beliefs. It sort of broke the kind of fourth wall between us and the clients, as opposed to, like people actually had my phone number and we would talk, and you had to be genuinely, it was an empathy that you couldn't fake.
Yeah.
And yeah, just traumatizing that and learning to sit with people and just be fucked off and sad about things without the possibility of you offering a solution. Which is I would say that's a good straightforward counselling lesson for everybody, actually, is don't try and fix things. At some point, people don't want you to try and fix them or give them bright ideas. They just want you
to listen.
To listen, yeah, and empathise and really listen, like actually engage with the listening process. So, yeah, I mean, I think that was I think we did learn lessons from that. I don't think we necessarily want to go back to doing quizzes, do we?
No, but I did love doing the quizzes. They were great fun. Yeah. And if I didn't put one out, people would be like, where's this week's quiz? Where's the quiz? I'm sorry.
It's a bit like the thing is, it's a bit like when you start doing an Advent countdown. It's like, fuck it, I've got to actually do all of it.
Yeah.
It was a really good idea. Now everything's got to happen. Anyway. So we are basically, I would say that the real content of our day today is going to be with the next podcast that we record, as opposed to us.
Yeah, we've got Chloe coming on as a guest straight after this, which will come out next week. So when we first started the podcast, I was doing guest episodes as well as the weekly episodes. So we'd have like the normal Monday one, and then we'd have another one on a Wednesday. But from now on, they're going to just be the Monday episode as well, because it's too much So we're going to incorporate them into the weekly episode. So curry will be next Monday. And it
Good.
means that we get a day off from recording.
I don't get, yeah, but
you're
I don't have
busy.
got a day off. I am going to a fashion show. Going me.
Ooh.
Going to fashion show. Going for lunch at a Michelin-starred restaurant in London and staying overnight. So it's very exciting. All to be revealed on stories next week.
Amazing. Okay, right. We will get off now then and get ready for our chat with Chloe.
Yeah. See you. When will we see you? I will see you on the 28th, but I think we've got another guest. But I think we'll get that one out that day.
Yes, we will. Yeah, that'll be the same day. Yeah. Okay,
Right,
we'll see you all soon.
Yeah, well, I'll see you in about 10 minutes. All right, talk soon. Bye.
Bye.
You'd like to know, wouldn't you? You'd like to know